The following program contains adult language, poor taste in jokes, racial slurs, political slurs, slants, and all sorts of things that, if you are sensitive and have a delicate constitution, you should probably go watch Teletubbies. You were warned.
Hey kids, welcome back to Roto Talk.
Kids, kittens, and refugees, we are going to try the Outrigger again, okay? I do have the hat cam on, and I apologize if the angle sucks because I'm not used to doing the hat cam in my shop. So we're just going to connect everything up. I already have the negative hooked up. Now that we have our battery situation square, 4, that's good. Make sure everybody's working. Okay. Might need a little bit more throw, just in case. Now, I have not done anything with this boat. Everything's pretty much neutral, and that's it. But we got really smooth water out there, and everything should be totally, I mean, I'm not expecting it to run perfect, not with bench settings, okay? So my turn fin is still pretty much vertical. Eyeballed in the strut. I don't know. I've built a lot of riggers. I'm not saying I'm perfect at setting them up. I'm sure I'm not. But I like to just take it out for a quick stock maiden and see how it handles. And then I can make my adjustments from there. And maybe we'll do some more videos. And like I said, I'm not an authority on anything, but I'm not a race guy or anything. My buddy JJ Horvath is really good at setting these things up, and Joe at ZippKits, obviously. But I get mine so they ride nice. I don't go for crazy KVs. I don't go for all this other crazy stuff. Okay, hatch tape on. I always fold over my hatch tape so I can find the damn end again. All right. Make sure she's good. We're going to test our failsafe, even though I tested it the other day. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of gas and just turn it off. Hang on. Failsafe works. Now, when I walk down my Psycho hill, I always go down it with my transmitter off because I have slipped and gone ass over elbows down that hill, and that is not fun. It's much steeper than it looks in video, and if you've got a live boat in your hand and a transmitter and you biff it, good way to lose your eyeball. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to go over my neighbor's pier and launch from there. I'm going to try to avoid getting wet. It's not hot out. It's like 53 degrees. So if all goes well, come on, if all goes well, made my stand too good. There we go. If all goes well, we just fine. So my neighbor here, she's here on weekends sometimes. She's an older gal, super nice. We help her out with stuff, and that's her cottage, and this is my house, obviously, and that's my cousin mowing over there. My cousin's sister, something like that. She's cool. She mows the whole lake. I mow this part in my yard, obviously, but she mows all of that. So that's our neighbor Catherine's house. This is her pier. She's owned this. She moved in a week before we did, and I think she's walked down her hill once, maybe twice. So we're just beautiful day. Like I said, the water's not super hot, but well, let's give it a go. See what happens. We're going to stick to this end of the lake. I've got the rowboat up top because we had a tornado come through and pick it up and throw it to the other end of the lake and damage it real bad. So I got to fix that. So all I got's a kayak. So I'm going to try not to get too wet. So let's see what happens. Okay. All right. Running good. Needs kick to the left a little bit. See that hopping? That hopping, am I upside down? No. Now, this prop, this is a low kV motor. This boat should be going a lot faster. A lot faster, but it's not riding hateful. I'm having to add a little bit of left, so I need some more toe in. See, bring it close here. She needs a little bit more toe in and a different prop. Now, I'm gonna let it cool for a second. That prop should be run on about a 2300 kV motor. This is the motor my buddy gave me, which is only a 2000 kV on a good old-fashioned 4S. It can take much more. I might see, I mean, it's running really nice. I'm having to put a little bit of left attitude into it. Let's go change my trim a little bit. A little bit of left attitude into it. Part of that is the toe in. Part of that might be the positioning. You see that hopping. That's more of my strut not being where it needs to be perfectly, and but it's turning really well. So what I think we'll do, I think I've got a bigger motor. There, that's better. Still hoppy. I just trimmed it out a little bit. It's still really hoppy, but that, again, strut height, or strut angle, I should say, and our turn fin, if I've got a little bit bigger of a prop, since this is only a 2000 kV, I actually run 2000 kV on 6S, which most people probably wouldn't do. Usually run about 1700 kV on a 6S. But be that as it may. So this, I would actually, if this complete setup, the ESC, the motor, and everything, I would run on a 5S. Now, I'm not even sure if you can buy a 5S, but I used to make them. And that's perfect because it's like got much more punch than a 4, less punch than a 6, less heat. But your 2000 kV motor just rocks with it, and it works really well. I don't know if I'm going to build any 5Ss. I'll probably just swap this motor out, or just maybe do some prop experimenting. It runs good. It runs really fun. See? Takes right off. You know, it's doing all right. Not bad. I mean, if you're just out for fun, sport boating, this is a great little setup. It's not so, I mean, it still needs set up. See that hop? That hop's bugging me. But speed-wise, it's fun little boat. But definitely sporty, you know, and I like, even though I don't race, my riggers, I like them to go really fast. So even though I don't race on this water, that's running great. I mean, I'm happy with it. It's nice, but and the boat itself is wonderful. It handles really well. It turns instantly. Not worried about any of that. Need to do some strut adjustments, maybe a little bit of turn fin adjustment, but other than that, she's tracking on rails pretty good. Let's see what she does. I won't do any, hopefully you can see this, I won't do any steering input. Let's see what happens. Yeah, not bad. Let's bring it bias with no steering input. Yeah, kicking to the right a little bit. Not bad. Now, when you're sport running a high output boat like this, it's not the worst idea on electrics to let them sit. If you know you're not taking on water, which this one seems to be floating at the same spot all the time, just let it sit, cool for a second. If you're like me and you're always gunning full speed. Now this setup should be lukewarm at best. It's a 4S on a 2000 kV. If I could fit a 6S in there, I'm half tempted to try it. I don't know if it'll fit. But I've lost a little bit of speed from the battery going, but not bad. So the battery life's pretty good. but it should be, because it's not drawing any juice at all. Battery should last a good amount of time. Yeah, so she does need a little tweaking. I'm not sure I'm even going to mess with this hull setup until I get the power plant setup I want. Whether that's going to be a different prop or a different motor. It will probably be a different motor. 2000's just... and I knew that going in. I know this motor. This is the same motor that comes with the UL19 from ProBoat. My buddy was nice enough to give it to me for free, and I appreciate it a lot. But in a high-performance boat like this that just sticks like glue, and I also didn't put on my turning stabilizer that I usually use, my decon. So, like, it's in the transmitter. It's not a stabilizer like a gyro, but... so when I'm driving and I turn the wheel a little bit, it's just real feathery. And if I turn it Expo. And when I turn it a lot, it really grabs, okay? So, yeah, I'll see if I've got a different motor that'll fit. I ran across one the other day. It was a 3200, which would be really cool. A little heavy, but, you know. But she's coming out of the water good. Running on rails. Gliding a little bit, but that's toe in. A little bit of extra weight might not even hurt it. Let's see. It's fun, but it's too slow. Way too slow. And I think the sweet spot for this boat, if you want to be a really fast sport boat, which is what... Where the hell did it go? There it is. If you want to be a really fast sport boat, I would say 2300 kV, no less. That's what I would say. 2000, that's for safety. That's for little kids. But that's okay. I wanted to see. I've never built the R4. Like I said, I built ZippKits boats that were the nitro version I turned into R4s, but even those I ran like 2600 kV. So we will do another maiden with it. Let me swap out the motor or the prop for the next run. It might be tomorrow, actually, because I want to try to run our gas skiff today too, maiden that or maiden the outboard. Now the outboard, I did put in a 2300 kV, so that thing should just scoot right along. But these things, I mean, and like I said, she's going fast. I mean, it's not like a boring boat. It's very, very much fun, but it can take a lot more. Battery's getting a little tired, but not too bad. And if you can afford to let your battery sit between laps, you know, run a lap or two. See how it's hopping? If you could, it'll last you longer instead of just getting really, really hot and letting it die. But she's running good. A little bit of toe-in adjustment. They turn fast. All right, I'm bringing her in. So until next time, kids, we'll hop her up. We'll get her going a lot faster than that. That's girl speed. Actually, before we let you go, let's see how hot she got. Doesn't sound too bad in there. Let's see what we got. Now, be careful with this. You know, I should have turned off my radio. My radio is not on. Dry as a frickin' Catholic nun. Awesome. All right. Battery's not even warm. Motor's hot. Yeah. ESC is perfect. Motor's, it's okay. Not burning me or anything. It's warm. It's toasty. But it's, you know, that's a sport boat. So anyway. Man, but I am happy with a couple things. One, it handled really, really well. It really did. Great boat. It needs some tweaking. Towing needs tweaked, like I said, and we need to adjust our strut just a touch, but other than that, not too bad. Dry as a bone inside. There is not one drop of anything, which is really good. So we did a good job building her, at least for that. Nothing fell apart. Nothing, sponsons didn't fall off, you know. So I'm happy with that. Yeah, that strut definitely needs adjusting. So, we'll make some mods. We'll see what we can do. Maybe play with props. The motor is a little warm, which is kind of surprising. But anyway, not a big deal. not out of operating temperature whatsoever. So until the next time, hey, you're Simon and Garfunkel, my swans. Until next time, kids, keep dry side up. Bye.
Rage hard.
It's alright.
Rage hard.
Doing it right. Doing it right.
Rage hard.
Games to die.
Rage hard.
Make your mark. Let the tournament begin. Don't give up and don't give in. Strength to rise, rather strength to win. Strength to save the world from losing.